Okay. Thank you about that. Sorry. I wanted to make sure I was recording properly. So I have several parents who wanted to post the recording later. So I want to make sure I got that started. Again, my apologies for starting a little bit late. My name is Brian Stiegler. I'm the Assistant Provost for International Education. And because my internet went down at home, I'm back here in the center, here on the campus of Salisbury University. Um, I have a small staff here at the center. We do study abroad, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, and study away around the United States. We also support international students coming in. We do international missions. Um, we invite foreign faculty from around the world to come and be guests on our faculty. Um, and yeah, and that sort of thing. So I've been here 25 years at Salisbury University, and I've been doing this work. This will be my 19th year coming up, or 18th year coming up here in the center. So what I'm going to do is I want to take in about 25 minutes here, or for about 25 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the website. I want you to be able to go back to the website and explore this on your own. So I want to talk to you about the shape of study abroad and study away at Salisbury University, what the different options are, how it works, some of the general themes, and then also leave you with the architecture so that you can go back and explore more on your own. I'll be doing, of the summer, I did 4 of these nights. As the semesters start, I get more students in them. So I'll be, I don't have those dates quite yet, but I'll be doing one, probably the second, I think it's the second Tuesday of the month, coming up September, October, November, and all throughout the fall semester. So you can come back and do another one. Those are all available to parents as well. All right, everything for tonight we're going to do is going to start here at salisbury.edu/study abroad. Salisbury.edu/study abroad. That's where we are. Everything we're going to go is going to start here. You see, when I click that URL, salisbury.edu/study abroad, it points me to this other URL, but it's salisbury.edu/study abroad. Okay, first thing I want you to notice is that there's a make a study abroad advising appointment right here. So you have to have a student ID to do this. So you as a parent, if you're a parent, you can't make a study abroad advising appointment, but any of your students can. So please have your students come see me or my colleague, Dr. Sean Cooper here in the office, who also does study abroad advising. We'd love to talk to students at any point. This is the basic architecture I want to walk you through. The different sort of styles or types of programming that we run. And I'm not going to go too deep down in any one of these rabbit holes, but by the next 20 minutes, you'll kind of see how the websites are structured more or less the same. And you'll know how to come back and explore it on your own, always starting at salisbury.edu/study abroad. All right, international exchange and national exchange. We're going to start here on the left. These are semester-long programs. And the exchange programs function on the basis of reciprocal exchange. So the student pays what they regularly pay. So in-state, out-of-state, whatever your financial aid package is, nothing has to apply because nothing changes. It's your regular bill. It just is what it is. You just, instead of reporting here to main campus in Salisbury on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, you go to wherever, Spain or Korea or Costa Rica or France or whatever it is, wherever you want to go, or through the National Student Exchange, any one of 100 campuses around the United States. We've had students in the last couple of years in Utah, and Florida, California, Alaska, New Orleans, Louisiana, U.S. Virgin Islands, a variety of places. So national student exchange, international student exchange. Again, the concept here is the same cost that you were going to pay anyway. All right. Some of these programs, let's look at, for example, the Université Lyon 2. This is a French language immersion program. So it's really French language. That's all that there is. The Grenoble École de Management is also in France. This is all coursework in English, but it's only for business students. Okay. You're like, well, how will I know what's appropriate for my student or that sort of thing? Well, all of this is written right on the first page of the thing. University of Malaga is an intensive Spanish program, all Spanish all the time. Everything else, Japan, Costa Rica, Estonia, Colombia, your Spanish has to be pretty good. Dongguk, Chonnam, Sweden, Scotland, Hong Kong, Ghana, all these are courseworks, all in English, all in a variety of disciplines. Really lots of majors can take advantage of those exchange programs. I don't know, let's just pick Dongguk for a minute. This is in Seoul, South Korea, just because I'll just look at the structure of the website real quick. Here's that overview where it kind of tells you basically what happens here. This is where you can see it's a business school program or anybody or immersive French language or not, right? It says it right here. So this is really for a lot of people or a lot of different majors, a lot of different interests, all in English. A little overview of the institution. There's usually either a link to the website or a link to a video here that describes the institution. Under academics, there's either pre-approved courses at this site or there's a list of sort of all the catalog courses that are available. And then how does a student know what's going to transfer back and how? That's all part of the advising process they do with my office. Students take classes abroad that count towards their major, they count towards their minor, they count towards general education, or they can count towards free elective, any of those things. So by all means, students make progress towards degree when they do this. How exactly that gets done, we work at in advance of them going. So before they even go, they know what everything's going to come back as to count towards their degree. Housing is different at the different sites. Here in Dongguk in Seoul, it's a residence hall. In Costa Rica, it's a homestay family. In Spain, it can either be a residence hall or an apartment or a homestay family. In France, in Grenoble, the business school, it's apartment style. In the immersive French language program, it's a homestay family. So there's always a little description of what the housing is, all right? And then there's always some sort of a estimated cost sheet, right? And again, all these exchange programs are based on regular tuition and fees. The only other thing is these short-term health insurance. And by all means, let me know if you have any questions about the health insurance later, because there's always a link there to the health insurance. All right, and then these other things you pay directly to where you go. So in a place like Seoul, actually housing is significantly cheaper than here in Salisbury. In Costa Rica, significantly cheaper. In Tokyo, it's more. Spain is more. Scotland's about the same, right? So it sort of depends what the cost is in the housing, right? Some dates and deadlines which sort of show you when the programs start, when the application dates are. Some basic information about the student visa. We will help you with whatever paperwork we can provide for your student visa. A lot of the paperwork has to come from your foreign partner. Here's that information about the insurance that you'll see, and just a little information about a student travel agency that you don't have to use, but for students who don't really know what to do as far as buying their flights. On these exchange programs, we don't typically do group airfare. So you do an individual ticket based on the dates, your travel dates at your partner school, because we have students going to so many different places. All right, so I'm not going to look through every one of those websites that way. I just wanted to show you the basic structure of what it looked like. All right, so all that was that international exchange. There are 10 sites around the world where students can do this for the same cost as being here. Really, there's a place for any kind of major. Certain majors, the business school students, for example, they really do best doing junior year that semester abroad. If you're in some of the professional school programs like education or nursing, if you want to spend a semester abroad, you pretty much have to do it the fall of your sophomore year. That's where your curriculum is going to allow you to do that. In other majors, let's say in, I don't know, exercise science or anything, the Fulton School, history, psychology, political science, these sorts of things, you can go abroad any semester that you want. There's no limit. So we have second-year students going abroad, third-year, fourth-year students. We don't typically have first-year students going abroad for a full semester. All right, but we'll talk about first-year programs in a second. So the national exchange is like the international exchange, except that it is within the United States. All right, so again, the website is structured the same. There's academics, housing costs, it's the same architecture that we just saw. But then you get a button at the top here that's called Explore NSC Campuses. So I'm going to click that for a minute, and you see we've lost our maroon and gold here. So now we're at the National Student Exchange campus. I like to do the map thing here. You go up here to campuses and you do map. I just find this an easy way to visualize it. That's me. And here's all the places where students can go on a semester exchange. We have not had any students at the University of Guam yet. That's one we haven't seen. We did have students at in Virgin Islands. Again, just I think last year. University of New Orleans is popular. Alaska has been popular. You can see we pick up some Canadian universities this way as well. University of Southern Utah has been popular. Really great to see the national monuments, national parks out in the West. So there's a lot of opportunities to explore the United States. Again, on semester exchange, all the financial aid is the same. Costs are all the same. You just pay the housing. And again, in a lot of the United States, housing is cheaper than it is here in the Mid-Atlantic. In some places, it's more, right? It just depends on the housing costs. It's the only difference. All right, national exchange and international exchange. Full semester program, same cost. Now, not everybody can go abroad for a full semester. So the SU in global campuses are meant to look and feel like full semester exchanges, but just shorter. So they're all based at universities, study centers. They involve taking courses in classrooms with professors, almost always with Salisbury University professors, led by a faculty member. In some of the, actually in all the locations pretty much, there are opportunities to take another class or an alternative class with a local professor. But there's always a Salisbury University professor at one of these SUN sites. So these programs are quite popular with first-year students, actually, because you can do it. There are a lot of general education courses that are available during winter term and summer term. These SUN programs are offered during the month of June or the month of January. They're 3 weeks in January or 4 weeks in June. It's pretty much how it is. So it's like a full semester, only just shorter. Plenty of time to travel on your own on the weekends and that sort of thing. We program excursions as well. So think of them as exchange programs, but just shorter. This coming winter, Austria will be there. The music course is a general education course. There's also a public health course that's really quite popular. Scotland will be there this winter, a couple business courses in Scotland this winter. There's often multiple courses as well at each one of these places. Costa Rica is still taking shape actually for this winter. I think we may pick up a health science course yet. We're still kind of working out some of the course offerings in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is going. I mean, their courses are filling, but we're still adding a few more. World History in Scotland is a general education course in the winter term. Others are in summer. SU in New Mexico is in the summer. SU in Spain is in the summer. So these are short-term programs, summer and winter, but hosted at campuses and meant to feel like exchange programs, but with an SU faculty member. These semesters cost less than a full semester in Salisbury, but they're an added cost. You know, you have your fall semester tuition, spring semester tuition, and then if you're going to spend, say, the month of June abroad or the month 3 weeks in January abroad, then it might only cost $4,000, but it's an additional $4,000. Whereas the semester exchanges, it's the same as you were going to pay anyway, you know, that sort of thing. All right. So these are very popular and readily available and good opportunities for first-year students as well. Those are SU and global campuses. Now, also during winter term and summer term, we do these things called global seminars. These look more like educational tourism. So this is more like a professor and a group of 10 or 12 students. There's buses involved and hotel rooms. And, you know, they kind of go on tour under the supervision of a faculty member. So this is a biodiversity course in Costa Rica. This is a communications course In Scotland, this is a French culture course. And you don't need to speak French. It's a French culture course in Martinique, these sorts of things. The Washington Center we'll talk about in a little bit as well. This is a winter term faculty-led program at the Washington Center as well. So these are shorter. Some of these are 9 days, 10 days. Nobody's longer than 2 weeks, right? So these are a little bit shorter than the SUN experiences. And again, they're more like, think of them as like educational tourism, all right? Whereas SUN global campuses are based at universities. The global seminars are not based at universities. They're kind of, hotel-based. These are based at universities with SU faculty, like an exchange program, but just shorter, all right? Again, prices on these range anywhere from $2,800 plus airfare to more, maybe the same cost as an SUN plus airfare. All right, so these are winter term and summer terms, SUN global campuses and Salisbury global seminars, international exchange and national exchange semester long experiences. Well, the National Student Exchange is a network, but these three up top here depend on Salisbury University's own network of partnerships. The American Institute for Foreign Studies is a study abroad organization based out of Connecticut, and they offer a lot of sites that Salisbury University doesn't have our own. So Ireland is very popular with AIFS. Australia is popular for with AIFS. Italy is popular with AIFS. London. Some of these places that are popular study abroad destinations where Salisbury University does not have its own. All right. So students still earn credits towards their SU degrees while studying with AIFS. The credits come in as transfer credits, just like they do with an exchange program. There are summer term and winter term and semester programs, full semester programs with AIFS. Again, all over the world. When you do an AIFS program, you do not pay your tuition at Salisbury. Even if you do a full semester, you do not pay SU tuition and fees during that semester. You pay the fee as it is on the AIFS site. The AIFS semesters tend to be more than the Salisbury semesters, but that's largely a function of where they are, right? The AIFS programs tend to be in very popular sites in big cities. And so the costs are a little bit more than what Salisbury is. But again, you're not paying the Salisbury tuition during that term. So if you do a full semester, it's still pretty affordable by comparison. The winter terms and summer terms that you can do with the IFS are sort of similarly priced, actually, as the SU opportunities that we run ourselves. So there's a lot of good opportunities with the AIFS, American Institute for Foreign Studies, AIFS. All right. Global internships, there'll be a press release that'll go out this fall. I'm sure you'll see it on the that parent portal. We just had our 100th global intern abroad this summer. Over the last decade that we've been doing that program. This was a Fulton School global internship. So you can see the Fulton School, the School of Social Work, Public Health, Exercise Science. These are the big majors that can do these internships. Teacher education students can do international teacher placements as well in New Zealand for elementary and early childhood, and in Sweden at this point for just physical education, although we're working on the early childhood and elementary ed there as well. I would particularly point out for Fulton School students, if there's anybody whose students are studying history or political science or communications or psychology, these areas, that this is a really great opportunity for students to do a full semester of professional internship in a similar way that, let's say, a teacher education student gets a full semester of teaching experience as part of their degree, right? This can fit right into a full semester and really help to bridge between the undergraduate experience and professional life. Most of our students that do those global internships, they do them in Dublin is very popular. Italy is very popular. Florence and Rome are very popular. Barcelona is popular. London too, but London is really quite expensive because of the housing, actually. The others are really pretty affordable. All right. Two more to do real quick. The School for Field Studies. This is field-based research for environmental studies and biology majors. Always in places that the students are engaged directly with an environmental setting. So we've had students do many of these sites, actually all the sites except for that they just created a couple new ones in Europe that we haven't had students at yet. But they've been at all the ones in the global south. So we've had students in Kenya and Tanzania and Cambodia. We've had students in Bhutan. Bhutan's been very popular actually with us. We've had students in Peru, Panama, Turks and Caicos, Costa Rica, all these places, right? So this is environmental studies and biology, right? That's the only thing that happens on the school field study sites. You are living in the field with environmental researchers. That's what that is. And the last one that's to point out to you is the Washington Center. This is up in DC. There are semester-long opportunities where you take coursework and also then do an internship at the same time. And then I pointed out to you under that the global seminars, that January experience that we do with a communications professor, where the professor actually goes with the students and teaches a seminar there at the Washington Center with visits to a lot of the federal enterprises. So if your student is interested in federal government employment, this is a really nice opportunity for the full semesters, particularly. You could do summer as well. To do a full semester worth of credits, a combination of coursework and internship in Washington, D.C. This has been a very popular program for us over the years. All right, so that's the basic structure of the website. You can make an appointment to see us, you click through these programs, and you explore the options and what it is that we have. Timing on these things is such that the winter term, those SUN and the global seminars, those are winding down now. Like we're full, some of them are full already. We'll keep the ones that are not full, we'll keep open till end of September, maybe early October if we can hold any more, depending on the flights and that sort of stuff. So that recruiting period is March till September, right? As early as you can for Jan term. For spring term, it's really now, like July 1, really. I mean, we open those applications actually like in April or May, but it's really July 1 through like October 15th, around there is spring term. Summer term is open now. Actually, some of our summer courses we don't even have out yet. So that's even, I'll start even a little bit later. But really October through March is really the time that students register for those courses for summer term. And then fall will be like January through June, like that. That's sort of the time sequence of when students register for these things. Again, students can do them at any time. It depends on the program and the nature of it, whether you do it as your first year, second year, third year, fourth year. It's always better to come talk to us early as you can, because it depends on your major and how many credits you have and where you want to go and that sort of thing. Let us talk you through it and sort of get you on a path. If you wait too long, you might get pinched by your curriculum or that sort of thing. I won't go there, but I'll just mention it now, and then if anybody cares, you can tell me later. There's a particular opportunity starting this summer of 25, in Scotland, at our university partner in Scotland, specifically for student athletes. And so if your student is a student athlete and you're worried about, the opportunity for him or her to study abroad with seasons and that sort of stuff, by all means, ask me about that summer study abroad program at an Olympic training facility in Scotland. It's not just available for athletes. Anybody can do it. Exercise science majors, I think, will really like it. Public health majors, anybody who's into sport and fitness and these sorts of things. It's just an opportunity to take courses that count towards degree and also be able to train at an Olympic training facility in Scotland. Really a great thing. Doing a hole in the academic year that student athletes are off all their requirements, right? Based on NCAA regulations, the month of June is a time that student athletes have to be free. And so it's a great opportunity for them. So make sure you ask about that if that's important to you. Okay, let's see if there's any. Hold on. Any questions? I'm not seeing my chat bot here. I'm going to stop the share for a second just so I can see the chat. I don't see any chats either. Does anybody have any questions? One last thing, certainly for you, but also to tell your students, is to have them follow us on Instagram at Salisbury Abroad, the @ at Salisbury Abroad. We post all of our interest sessions there. This interest session was posted there. We announce deadlines there, and of course, we do a lot of promotions, photos of students abroad and away in the US, and that sort of thing as well. All right, anything else you can think of?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I have a second year education major, so she's starting her second year. But she's going to be making an appointment with you.
Right now. Winter
Yeah.
term and summer term, she can do whatever she wants. But
Okay.
full semester, like,
Okay.
whoa, ever come see us.
Okay. We will. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Have the Gables or the Kuns, anything? You guys good?
I had a question. I'm like signed up and everything already, but I'm in the process of getting my passport, so I haven't been able to like finish everything. Is
Cool.
that okay? I keep getting emails that I need to like finish it, and I'm like, wait, I'm waiting on my passport.
I know. But matter of fact, I just had a meeting with Dr. Cooper just maybe last week about the way we're going to structure those reminder emails because they're getting,
Okay.
like they're kind of annoying. So we're aware that that's a little bit annoying. When are you going? Winter term, spring term? When are you going?
I'm going in January. I'm doing the Costa Rica, the biodiversity one.
Yeah. So there's really no terrible hurry on this. We
Okay.
are going to be releasing the flight information.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that too.
Like kind of nowish, actually.
Okay.
So stand by for that flight information. I say that only because when you book your flight, what we'll do is we have a group for the winter terms and the summer terms. We typically have groups.
Okay.
We do group airfares for the semesters is when we don't do group airfare. But we'll book it, and then we sort of send you a link, and
Yeah.
you go on and sort of buy your own ticket. So you purchase it, but it's just the flight that we've chosen.
Okay.
Do it in advance, that sort of thing. So when you do that, you're going to need your passport name. You got to use your name as it.
Yeah.
So you don't actually need your passport. Just don't mess up your name.
Okay.
That's all. So that will be the next thing. Other than that, you don't need that passport.
Okay. Yeah, I've done everything else except for the stuff that needs like my passport number and stuff like that.
So, and be mindful that we think that those emails are getting annoying as well. So we're going to find that.
All right. Thank you.
All right, good for you. And how about the Gables up there? Everybody okay with you guys? Any questions up there?
Yeah, just a quick one. I'm sure this is on the site, but how long are the field study programs usually?
The School for Field Studies?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's either summer, and the summer ones are 6 to 8 weeks, depending on where you are, or
Okay.
they're full semesters, full fall or full spring semester.
Okay.
We do not do winter terms.
Gotcha. Do you see any problems with like transfer students? I'm transferring in and I only have 2 years.
Are you environmental studies or biology?
Yeah, environmental biology.
Environmental biology. Well, you're perfect for it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, in fact, the School for Field Studies, I kind of didn't mention this detail because it's a little bit in the weeds, but the School for Field Studies actually generates Salisbury University resident credit. And so, as a transfer student, like, oh, you can only transfer in so many credits and that sort of thing, right? But the School for Field Studies are regular Salisbury University credits with grades. So you can't even tell. I mean, we could tell that you've been on Bhutan or Kenya, wherever the heck you've been. But as far as your transcript is concerned, they count as resident credits. So there's no restrictions for transfer students for that. I think that might be good. That's a good choice for you.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Great. Thank you, everybody. Again, I'm sorry that I had some technical difficulties in the beginning there, but we got it cleaned up. And so do follow us on Instagram and tell your students to make an appointment and come back. We'll do again. We'll be good doing these once a month, coming up into the fall semester as well. And I'll be announcing those on Instagram and all the rest. All right.
All right, thanks. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.